Hey everybody, it's Neflarian, and today I want to show you what I think might be the best build and team for PvP in the game as of right now. I call it the High Priestess based on the tarot card and Phasmophobia that revives you, since this build is all about reviving. It's not the cheapest option since it requires a specific familiar, but I haven't lost a single match since putting it on. So without further ado, let's hop in and see what we have. The heart of this setup is the Scramble Egg set. The 4 out of 4 will combust the enemy team 3 separate times, which means everyone gets exploded whenever an ally is revived. That is great news, as the 3-4 prevents your first death by reviving you, guaranteeing you get at least 1 proc of that. Your pet is going to be the Honor Pin, which is the legendary pet bought in the guild shop, so you have no RNG to get this thing. It has a 50% chance to revive you when you die, so you get even more scramble procs from that, especially if RNG is on your side. You're also going to want Soul of Ascarium just to combust for some extra damage. It's going to be tied with your Clover for increased chance to proc. Finally, I use Starweave for the extra bonus damage, but you can just use the last set piece here, it's not a huge deal. For your accessory, use something that's got a lot of Empower. I'm using Monarch because I don't have anything with a lot of Empower, and Critical Chance is just going to have to make do. For your runes, I have them all on Evade. If you don't have Evade, go for Empower, but if I stay alive longer, then I also get to proc Soul of Ascarium more, so I kept that on Evade. In the meta slot, I have a Core Rune just for a chance to stay alive longer as well. Enchants, well, they're the same thing. If I'm sticking with extra Evade to proc Soul of Ascarium more, but if you don't have that, go into Empower. For your mounts, whatever gives you high attack. I chose Dracus, and what do you know? He also gives you Empower. The stat spread is super easy to figure out. Put everything into power, nothing else. Nothing into health, nothing into speed. You don't care about getting turns, you don't care about taking a ton of hits. You either evade or you die. No PvP team is complete without a good set of familiars, and this is no different. Our build is reliant on reviving, so we want a familiar that can revive. What would be the best way to do that and get the most revives? Oh yeah, Grumber. Grumber has a special ability where the first time they die, they get the entire team revived. So that means if one dies, everything that's already dead comes back, which will proc Scramble Egg for each revive. It would be a total shame if you had, I don't know, a full team of them? I have mine set up like this. A Core Rune for the Bone, just so that he can try and stay alive. Why not? Doesn't really matter. For the Brain, I'm going to be using Attack when you get hit. So that's just going to give out a little bit of damage when you're down, and the Core Rune helps you stay alive a little bit longer. Everything else is based on damage reduction to stay alive while you're proccing your Brain. I considered going with Deflect, but I really wanted the Brain to proc more often than a Deflect would give me. Put yourself in front and fill your entire team up with Grumbers. Watch those revives go insane when you die. Once you finally die, the next Grumber will revive itself, and you start everything back up from scratch. Once you finally die again, and then the next one in line dies, guess what? It revives, and then the 2 in front of you also revive. You keep going and going, it creates a huge chain reaction. This is a 4v4 PvP team, but in a 5v5, everyone dies front to back. The very last Grumber gives you 5 revives in a single turn, meaning you get 15 procs of combust enemy team, which is all true damage. I mean, look at this thing go. So what do you think? Was it worth it for this build? Let me know in the comments down below. I think it was, and because it even works well for GVG. If you have a full team running this build, you wreck even top tier guilds. I am absolutely happy I pushed for this thing. Even though it's busted balance-wise, it brings me tons of joy to play. As always, if you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, and tell me why. And if you want more, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.